For the top 3 strategies you mentioned, which are the S corporation election, solo 401k, and accountable plan, please give me a step-by-step guide on how to implement each one. Include what paperwork I need, what deadlines I need to hit, and what professionals I might need to help me set these up. Also, tell me the order I should do these in. Watch what happens when I send this. Most business owners lose thousands of dollars every year because they do not have a tax plan. And the sad part is that making one takes less than 30 minutes when you use AI the right way. Today, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to build a basic tax plan for your business that includes real strategies and savings numbers you can actually use. But I am also going to show you where ChatGPT fails, because if you do not know the limits of this tool, you could end up making some very costly mistakes. By the end of this video, you will know how to prompt ChatGPT the right way, and you will also learn what to watch out for so you do not get bad advice that could cost you money or get you in trouble with the IRS. I'm going to show you my screen and walk through this step by step. But before we dive in, I want you to let me know in the comment section below if you have tried to use ChatGPT to build a tax plan. I'm really curious, so please leave a comment to let me know if you are using AI for taxes. All right, let's get going with chapter 1, why you need a tax plan right now. Tax planning is not just for big companies with fancy accountants, because every business owner needs a plan to keep more of the money they make. Think about it this way: if you make $100,000 in profit this year and you do not have a tax plan, you might pay $25,000 or more in taxes without ever realizing there were legal ways to pay less. A good tax plan looks at things like deductions you might be missing, retirement accounts that lower your taxable income, the best timing for your expenses and income, and credits you might qualify for that you did not even know existed. The problem is that most business owners either cannot afford a tax professional, or they wait until tax season when it is already too late to make any meaningful changes, and that is exactly where AI can help you get started today instead of waiting until it is too late. Plus, there are some big changes coming for 2026 that make tax planning even more important than usual. New laws have changed rules around things like bonus depreciation, and the 100% bonus depreciation is now permanent, which means you can write off the full cost of equipment in the year you buy it. The businesses that plan ahead are the ones that keep more money in their pockets. So now that you know why this matters so much, let me show you how to set up ChatGPT to help you create a plan that actually works for your specific situation. Chapter 2, setting up ChatGPT the right way. But really quick before I move on, if we haven't met yet, I'm Sean's clone, a licensed tax professional who personally researches and writes every script you see from me. And while Sean is helping people save on taxes, I'm here to share his knowledge with you. But if you have any questions, the real Sean reads every single comment and tries to respond to most. Also, if you need help with tax planning, click the link below to get a free consultation to start saving more money before the tax year ends. Chapter 2, setting up ChatGPT the right way. Before we jump into prompting ChatGPT, you need to know something important about how this tool works, because understanding this will help you get much better results. ChatGPT is a general purpose AI that was not built specifically for tax planning, which means it knows a lot about many topics, but it does not specialize in tax law the way a tax professional does. This is actually okay for what we are doing, because we are using it to come up with ideas and create a framework rather than using it to file our taxes or replace a real tax professional. The key to getting good results is giving ChatGPT enough details about your situation so it can give you ideas that actually fit your business instead of generic advice that might not apply to you. You want to tell it things like your business type, like LLC or S corporation. You should also share your rough yearly revenue and profit, since you do not need exact numbers, but being reasonably close helps ChatGPT give you more relevant suggestions. Make sure to tell it what industry you are in, because some industries have special deductions that others do not have access to. Let it know if you have employees, because having employees opens up different strategies like retirement plan, matching, and other benefits. And definitely mention any big purchases or investments you are planning, because this helps ChatGPT suggest timing strategies for those expenses that could save you money. The more details you give it, the better the output will be. And you can think of it like going to a doctor, where the more you tell them about your symptoms, the better they can help you figure out what is wrong and what to do about it. Now that you know how to set things up properly, let me show you exactly what this looks like on my screen. Chapter 3, the perfect prompt for your tax plan. I'm going to share my screen now and show you the exact prompt I used to get ChatGPT to create a comprehensive tax plan. And you can pause this video and copy it word for word if you want to use it for yourself. Here is the prompt I am typing in right now. I need help creating a tax plan for my business for 2026. Here is my situation. business type, LLC, industry, marketing agency, annual profit, $150,000. I have about $50,000 I am planning to invest. Please give me a list of tax strategies I should consider for 2026. For each strategy, explain what it is, who qualifies, and how it could help reduce my taxes. Focus on strategies that are most relevant to my business type and income level. As you can see, ChatGPT does a really good job here because it gives us 9 different strategies that apply to this exact business situation, and it even puts them in order by priority, which is super helpful for knowing where to focus first. Look at the first one, which is electing S corporation status. And ChatGPT explains that an LLC can choose to be taxed as an S corporation, which lets you split your income into a reasonable salary and owner distributions. The second strategy is a solo 401k retirement plan, and ChatGPT breaks down that you can contribute as both the employee and the employer, which bumps up the savings. There's also something called an accountable plan, and this lets your business reimburse you tax-free for things like your home office and internet and phone and mileage. At the end, ChatGPT gives us a smart way to use that $50,000 we said we had available, and it recommends putting $35,000 to $40,000 into the solo 401k, $5,000 to $10,000 into equipment write-offs, and using the rest for HSA contributions and setup costs. It says this combination could reduce our federal tax bill by $25,000 to $40,000 per year, which is an incredible amount of savings. This is where ChatGPT really shines because it can quickly give you a broad view of strategies you might not have known about, and it explains them in simple terms that are easy to understand even if you are not a tax expert. Now that we have this list of strategies, let me show you how to take this even further and get a step-by-step implementation plan. Chapter 4, drilling deeper into the best strategies. We have a full tax plan now with estimated savings for each strategy, but we need more than just a list of ideas because we need to know exactly how to actually implement these things step by step. I am going to type in a follow-up prompt now that asks ChatGPT to give us more details on the top strategies so we can actually take action on them. Here's what I'm typing. For the top 3 strategies you mentioned, which are the S corporation election, solo 401k, and accountable plan, please give me a step-by-step guide on how to implement each one. Include what paperwork I need, what deadlines I need to hit, and what professionals I might need to help me set these up. Also, tell me the order I should do these in. Watch what happens when I send this because ChatGPT is now giving us a detailed breakdown of how to actually execute these strategies in the real world. It tells us the best order to do these in, which is first you do the S corporation election because that sets your payroll and retirement contribution math. Then second, you set up the solo 401k because that depends on your compensation from the S corporation. And third, you add the accountable plan because that is easy to bolt on once everything else is already running. For the S corporation election, it tells us exactly what to file, and you need IRS Form 2553. It even tells us the deadline, which is within 2 months and 15 days after the start of the tax year. And for a calendar year business, that means March 15th is your target date. It points out that March 15, 2026 is a Sunday, so you actually have until March 16, 2026 to file without any penalty. It explains that after you elect S Corp status, you need to run owner pay through payroll with W-2 wages, and you stop treating all profit as self-employment income. Then it continues to give the exact step-by-step instructions for the other tax strategies as well. This is unbelievable because most people would have to pay for a tax consultation to get this kind of information. This is really helpful because knowing a strategy exists is not the same as knowing how to actually do it. And now we have a roadmap we can actually follow with real deadlines and action items. It gives you something concrete to talk about with a tax professional later, which can save you time and money because you are not paying your accountant to explain the basics to you. Now, if you are finding this helpful and you want to learn how to use AI to run your whole business more efficiently, I have something for you that I think you will really like. I have a video breaking down how to use high-level AI agents for your business that will skyrocket your efficiency and reduce your costs. I'll link that video in the description and at the end of this one so you can check that out if you haven't already, because I've been using Go High Level Voice AI agents to handle my phone calls, AI automation agents to get more work done, and AI conversation agents to handle my incoming messages. These new technologies have completely changed the way I do business, and now I can't imagine my life without them. I'll also include a link in the description to the software I use, and when you use my link, you'll get a free 1-hour onboarding call to get these AI agents set up for your business too. Now, let me keep going because this is where things get really interesting, and you absolutely need to hear this next part. Chapter 5, where ChatGPT starts to go wrong. So far, ChatGPT has been really helpful and given us some great information, but now I need to show you the problems with relying on it too much, because this is where people get themselves into serious trouble. The first major issue is that ChatGPT often uses outdated information because its training data has a cutoff date and tax laws change every single year, and sometimes they change multiple times within the same year. Let me show you what I mean by asking it a specific question about current thresholds and limits. Here is what I am typing. What are the exact QBI deduction phase-out thresholds for 2026? What is the Section 179 deduction limit for 2026? What is the solo 401k contribution limit for 2026? As you can see, ChatGPT gave us very specific numbers that look authoritative and well researched. It says the QBI threshold for married filing jointly is $403,500, with the phase out ending at $553,500. And for Section 179, it says the maximum deduction is $2,560,000, with the phase out starting at $4,090,000. For the solo 401k, it says the employee deferral limit is $24,500 with a total limit of $72,000 when you combine employee and employer contributions. Now, here is the problem that most people do not realize until it is too late. When I searched for these numbers to verify them, I found conflicting information all over the internet from different sources that should be reliable. Some sources say the Section 179 limit is $1.32 million for 2026, while other sources say it is $2.56 million like ChatGPT told us. The reason for this confusing mess is that the One Big Beautiful Bill Act changed many of these rules in 2025, and some websites have not updated their information yet, while others are still using the old numbers from before the law changed. ChatGPT might be pulling from any of these sources without knowing which one is actually current and up to date. This time, the numbers look accurate based on what the IRS has announced. But the point is, you simply cannot just trust the numbers ChatGPT gives you without verifying them yourself. This brings us to an even bigger problem that you really need to know about before you rely too heavily on AI for tax advice. Chapter 6, the hallucination problem. The second major issue with ChatGPT for tax planning is something called hallucination, which means the AI sometimes makes up information that sounds completely correct, but is actually totally wrong or fabricated. If you have been using ChatGPT for any amount of time, then you probably have experienced this yourself. I have seen ChatGPT cite tax codes that do not exist, reference IRS publications that were never actually written, and state rules with complete confidence that have absolutely no basis in actual tax law. Let me show you an example on my screen where I ask about specific citations and references. Here is what I am typing. Can you cite the exact IRS publication number and section that explains the rules for the top 3 recommendations you gave me? Please provide the specific code references. Now look at this response, because ChatGPT gave us a detailed breakdown with specific IRS publications and code sections that look very professional and authoritative. It even gives us a nice summary table at the end that organizes all of this information in a clean format. But here's the thing you absolutely need to understand about AI-generated citations. Sometimes ChatGPT gives you real citations like these that you can actually verify, but other times it completely makes up publication numbers and code sections that do not exist anywhere in real tax law. The problem is you cannot tell the difference between real and fake citations just by looking at the response, because both real and fake citations look equally confident and professional and well formatted. Tax professionals have reported that ChatGPT sometimes cites IRS publications that were never written and references code sections that do not exist.
Does Lynch v. Commissioner exist? And then we basically went back and forth where I said, is this real? And they say, oh, oops, no, that's not real. And they say, here are real cases. And then I'm like, are these real? And they would say, oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize for the confusion. Those also aren't real, and continued to give me a whole slew of fake court cases.
This time, the citations ChatGPT gave us appear to be real, but you would not know if these were real or completely made up unless you actually went to irs.gov and checked each one yourself. And that is the dangerous part of relying on AI for tax information. But wait, there is another problem that makes this even harder to deal with and that most people never think about. Chapter 7, missing the details that matter. ChatGPT is only as good as the prompts you give it. And since you are not a tax professional, you may not even know the right questions to ask in the first place. You do not know what you do not know, which creates a blind spot that AI cannot fix. A tax professional might look at your situation and immediately think about 5 different strategies you have never even heard of. But if you do not know those strategies exist, you will never think to ask ChatGPT about them, and the AI will never bring them up on its own. The AI can only respond to what you specifically ask it about, and it does not proactively tell you about things you forgot to mention or did not know to ask about in the first place. Tax planning is tricky because the right strategy depends on many different factors all working together at the same time. Your family situation matters because if you are married or have kids or support other family members, the rules change in ways that could open up new opportunities or close off others. Your other investments matter as well because gains and losses in your investment accounts affect your overall tax picture and could change which strategies are most beneficial. How your business structure works together with your personal finances also matters because these two areas interact in complex ways that are hard to see without professional training. ChatGPT can give you general strategies that sound good on paper, but it cannot tell you if a certain approach actually makes sense given your complete financial picture because it does not have access to all your information and it cannot ask the right follow-up questions. A good tax professional digs much deeper than ChatGPT ever could because they ask about your goals and your plans for the next few years, and they look at your whole financial life rather than just your business in isolation. They know which questions to ask because they have seen hundreds of situations similar to yours, and they have learned from experience what details matter most, and ChatGPT simply cannot replicate that kind of pattern recognition and professional judgment. And there is one more thing I need to warn you about before we end the video, which is Chapter 8, the privacy risk you need to know. Remember, you are putting private financial information into a system that stores your data on their servers. And when you tell ChatGPT your income and your business profits and your deductions, that information gets saved and could potentially be used in ways you did not expect. That data could be used to train future versions of the AI, which means your specific numbers might show up in some form in future responses to other users who ask similar questions. This does not mean you should never use ChatGPT for tax planning because it can still be a valuable tool when used correctly. But it does mean you should be careful and thoughtful about exactly what information you choose to share with the system. All right, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and if you did, please like and comment below if this is something you would try. Coming up next, I have 2 videos that break down how you can use AI in other ways for your business. So check those out if you haven't already, and I'll see you over there.